What if the Bermuda Triangle is a celestial gate? Some places feel wrong the moment you cross into them. The air changes weight. Compasses twitch birds, veer wide, and silence hangs like a trap. Sailors call it the Devil's Triangle. But what if the Bermuda Triangle isn't cursed at all? What if it's a gate, a celestial door swinging open and shut, swallowing what drifts too close? For centuries, the stories pile up like wreckage. Columbus himself wrote of a blazing light that fell into the sea near their compasses spinning, the ocean glowing green. In the 20th century, planes vanish mid-flight, whole squadrons radioing panic before cutting off boats leave harbor and never return. No wreckage, no distress call, just gone. If it was pirates or storms, they find debris. But gates don't leave debris. They take everything whole. Think about space-time. Like a quilt. Most of it is flat. Stitched newt, but sometimes the fabric puckers, gravity wells, black holes, wormholes, cosmic shortcuts. Scientists admit wormholes could exist, bending distance into loops. What if one of those bends isn't out there among galaxies, but right here, in our backyard, just off Florida's coast? Imagine a ship drifting into the right coordinates, the air charged like static. Instruments blink. The crew feels their stomachs drop, as if the sea fell away. In a flash, they're not in the Atlantic anymore. They're sliding sideways into a corridor between worlds. Maybe they tumble out somewhere else, an empty patch of ocean, another planet, or even another time. Maybe they don't tumble out at all. Some witnesses swear they've seen walls of mist rise out of nowhere, swallowing ships whole. Pilots report tunnels of clouds, spirals they can't steer out of, as if flying down the throat of a storm. But what if those aren't weather? What if they're the visual skin of the gate, like curtains around a doorway, shifting between open and closed? Legends from the Caribbean islands tell of holes in the sea, places where spirits come and go. The Maya spoke of Xibalba, the underworld with watery entrances. Even African sailors, long before Europeans crossed the Atlantic, spoke of invisible whirlpools that pulled men into the sky. They weren't wrong, they were just describing a phenomenon no one had language for. Here's the unsettling part. The disappearances aren't random. Some maps show clusters, as if the gate has corridors or channels. Flight 19, the famous squadron of bombers, vanished in formation. Not scattered, not broken, just erased. That feels less like accident and more like a doorway snapping shut behind them. Now imagine what might live on the other side. If gates exist, they don't just connect places. They connect inhabitants. Maybe the ships and planes aren't destroyed but collected, deposited into some vast junkyard of time, where sailors from 1600 walk beside pilots from 1945, all stranded together under an alien sky, or worse. Maybe someone's waiting on the other end. Guardians. Watchers. Beings who use the triangle like we use a net, hauling in whatever drifts too close. Conspiracies swirl about secret research in the area. Governments monitoring anomalies they don't admit exist. Naval patrols, mysteriously restricted. Odd sonar readings that vanish when investigated. You don't lock down empty ocean unless you've found something worth hiding. And maybe the strangest clue. Survivors. Rare, but real. A pilot named Bruce Gernon claimed he flew through a tunnel of clouds in the triangle and came out hundreds of miles away in minutes. His plane's instruments scrambled. They called it a time warp. If he's telling the truth, then the gate doesn't just swallow. Sometimes it spits back. So what is it? A rift in Earth's magnetic field. A wormhole tied to the planet's geometry. An ancient machine buried under the seafloor, still humming, left by a civilization older than history. What about ETs reminds us that the world is stitched with seams, and sometimes the seams split. Next time you look at a map and see that patch of ocean between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, don't just think of hurricanes and shallow reefs. Think of a door no one meant to find. A door that doesn't ticare. If you're a fisherman in a skiff or a pilot in a bomber. A door that opens without warning, takes what it wants, and closes again, leaving only silence and questions. And the real kicker, if one gate exists, Oteristotu, the Dragon's Triangle near Japan, the Devil's Sea in the Pacific. Maybe Earth itself is riddled with them, and if they're gates, the better question isn't where they lead. It's who built them and what waits on the far side. Still watching, still reaching through.